Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Yeah, Falcons won yesterday. How about that? So I'm going to wear the jersey the day after they win. This will probably be the only time all season, but I saw people talking about me picking out my shirt. You wanted me to pick out an ugly one. Here it is. Guys, every single day, we come to you live, Monday through Friday, 11:34 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As you guys know, today is Monday, September 27th, and it's a decent 73 degrees here in the BitBoy Crypto Studio. Guys, tomorrow's the top of the market. Are y'all ready? Tomorrow, are y'all ready for that? Probably not happening tomorrow. So, yeah, we had our meetup this weekend, by the way. It went phenomenal. Thank you to all the people who showed up. We had about 300 to 400 people there. Really good turnout. I think we got a good little format. Shannon Sharp says, what about our Ravens kicker? 66 yards.
Crazy.
Hit the crossbar and bounced over. Unbelievable. Destroyed the all-time record. But anyways, yeah, so the fact is the meetup went great. We think we got a good format for these going forward. Our next meetup is going to be in Las Vegas. It's either going to be on November 4th or 5th. It's going to be on that Thursday or Friday. We got to find out a place to get it. We think doing them in ballrooms. You guys love ballrooms?
Sure.
Love ballroom? Do you love ballroom, TJ?
Do I love ballroom just in general or ballrooms?
Either one.
Sure. Why not?
So we did it in a ballroom, and it went phenomenal, I thought. This is the first meetup we ever did where I didn't lose my voice. So we think the format was great. Do some Q&A. We had time for pictures and stuff like that. Somebody had me sign a yam.
That was funny.
I signed a yam. I signed a couple shirts. But, yeah, so you guys know, like, the selfie or the picture is the modern version of the signature.
Yep.
You know? So pretty cool stuff. But definitely appreciate everybody coming out. We're always humbled by how many people show up. But the next one will be in Las Vegas, so we'll be putting some stuff together for that. And then I want to do one in California when I go out there for the Super Bowl in February. That'll be like February 12th, 13th. The Super Bowl is the 13th, so maybe that Friday night, something like that. We'll check that out. So, okay. Nobody said the prices are displayed wrong? Is that correct?
It's hard to read, but I'll double check. It shouldn't be. It's all API driven, so it should be up to date.
Should be accurate. We did just have a dump. We had just had a dump, so we'll be looking at that as well. Guys, we feel like the markets are going to be turning around here pretty soon. Heading upwards, we think quarter four, should be good at least October, probably November as well. December, I still think we're going to have a red month for December, but it maybe it peaks out at the beginning of December and then falls down below. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started here. We're coming in right now, 1.28 million subscribers. Thank you to all the people who have joined the Bit Squad. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. We've got 562.2 thousand followers here on Twitter. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's where you get access to, our latest goings on. We can actually unpin this tweet as this has been done here. So we'll start getting up details for our next meetup on here pretty soon. You guys can follow us for tweets and things like that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well, 292,000 followers. Also, you can follow my personal one, which is Dad Jokes FTW, stands for the win. People were wondering. You can see some stuff, pictures of my dogs, my kids, and stuff like that. So we got 1,300 followers over there. So you can be in early. You can be in super early over here. I just started using this again a couple years ago, or a couple weeks ago, excuse me. So, all right, here we go. Look at the crypto markets. Boom. We're coming in $1.91 trillion. And as it continues to see the resistance of $2 trillion, it was support. Now it's turned into resistance. Somebody here commenting about, didn't I say the bull run ends in September? Yeah, I did. But we certainly have not hit the numbers we were anticipating hitting. But I always said it could bleed into October. I always said that. From the first time I ever gave the September 28th day, I said it could flow into October. Guys, it's looking like probably October and November. If you were to ask me, and I talked about this a little bit over the weekend, what I think we're going to see from here, because that golden Bitcoin bull ratio is not going to hold. That is not going to hold exact. Now, if it's off by a month, 2 months, 6 weeks, it's still pretty close. It's a good guide to go by. But this time we are certainly going to be off. We're not ending within a week of September 28th. I don't believe we're going to end within a week of that. We still need more time to see the price of Bitcoin go up. Traditionally, Q4 has been good for Bitcoin. I've tried to tell you guys I don't think there's a huge connection there. But a lot of people are believing that we are going to see prices rise throughout October and November and then finish up, sometime maybe last week of November, first week of December. But what we could see actually is we could see an exact repeat of 2017. We could see Bitcoin top out in December, which would still technically be the fall unless it was, basically after Christmas. And altcoins could run through January. We could see the exact same thing we saw 4 years ago. That does look like how it is, possibly shaping up. So, we're going to continue to monitor it and see what we think. But a lot of other people think Q4 is going to be great. I still do not believe in the bull run extending to next year. I do not believe in that at all. Somebody's Dapper Crypto says, survive September, get rich November. I like that. All right, back to the markets, though. We got 1.91 trillion. The volume pretty low, 98 billion, but that's not really that abnormal considering we are coming in from the weekend. I expect that number to go up throughout the day. Bitcoin dominance creeping up, 42.4%. ETH dominance staying about the same at 18.7. And for 54.5 Paraguays, you can send an ETH transaction. I was looking at Bitcoin right now at 43.1. Now, it was above 44, and it was holding pretty well. However, we did just have a dump. Now, we're going to look at the charts here in a few minutes. And when we look at the charts, it's going to be very interesting because we're going to see the 4-hour chart, things do not look great. The daily chart, things look incredible. So we're going to show you that here in a little bit. But Ethereum above $3,000. Cardano back above Tether, but it's very close. It's only 1.5 billion ahead of it. $2.19. XRP at 94 cents. Expecting that to move. We got some big news on XRP today. Then we've got, Avalanche still not broken the top 10. It's a big difference between the number 11 and number 10 spot. So when we traditionally see a lot of these projects moving up to get close to the top 10, but actually breaking into the top 10 is, is pretty difficult. Look at the biggest gainers of the day here. Biggest gainers of the day, MDEX, making an appearance in the top 100, peaking back up to number 100 exactly. Zenfin XDC network, which is something that we've covered before, has some relation to XRP, up 11% today. Phantom up again at $1.33. OKB, Ren, Filecoin, we got some pretty decent bounces. Solana back to $1 or $145. Terra at $38. Curve, let's see, I guess the Uniswap pump has subsided. Had a big pump for Uniswap yesterday. People are saying it's because of the Chinese Bitcoin FUD or crypto FUD. Now, the interesting thing about that is I actually I got a guy who I talked to who is Chinese, and he asked me over the weekend what to do, like what to do, like how can he continue in crypto? I said you got to learn how to use MetaMask and learn how to use Uniswap. It is decentralized, and those centralized entities are going to give you a hard time if you're in China right now. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on here.
All right, ready for some Q&A?
Let's do some Q&A.
Okay, let's see what we got. We got a lot of questions about VeChain today. Luke John on YouTube said VeChain dead or nah, and then this guy also said, "What do you think about VET with all this China FUD?" Yeah, so let's hear that. Do you think VeChain is dead, or what?
Why would VeChain be dead?
Well, I think they're saying China banning all this stuff. VeChain's a Chinese project.
The Chinese government supports VeChain.
Right.
So that's what you got to understand about this. The projects that will get hurt are new and upstart projects. Some of those Chinese look, remember, this is all FUD. Like, this is not actually what they want. Why are they doing this? What is the goal? Push crypto down so they can, promote their digital yuan. However, blockchain technology and the Chinese people or government has always said they're not bullish on crypto, but they're bullish on blockchain technology. Well, VeChain is the biggest one they got. VeChain is the biggest project that they have, and the government is behind them. Walmart of China is already using the VeChain supply tracking. They're not going to be able to ban crypto. Like, they're not going to be able to do that in the same way they banned, the internet, for instance, because it's decentralized. This is people think about crypto. They can't actually ban it. It doesn't matter what they say. People are still going to be able to use it. So no, VeChain is definitely not dead in my opinion. For some reason, it's just loopholed into being the favorite coin of the Chinese government. I think there's a lot to be said about that.
All right. What are some of your favorite Cardano coins and tokens? Obviously, they had their big thing over the weekend, so a lot of people talking about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ADAX and Sunday Swap are two dexes that we like.
Cody, COTI is another strong
Cody.
one. Yeah.
SoMe is going to be on the Cardano blockchain. We also have Giro Wallet is a Cardano wallet. So there are a lot of projects. And then, of course, we have Card Starter and we have Occam Finance.
Serum.
No, that's Solana.
Solana. Oh, yeah, my bad.
You thought we were talking about Solana.
I always
love Serum.
I love Solana. Yeah, and all those ecosystems. But yeah, no, Cardano.
Somebody else like Solana more than Cardano?
Oof, I don't know. I've probably made more with Solana than Cardano, but those are probably two of my biggest winners of all time. But a lot of questions at the meetup this weekend for some of those, like what are some kind of dark horse coins that maybe aren't in the mainstream right now?
Let me ask you this. How many people asked you about Solana at the meetup?
About Solana specifically?
Almost none.
Yeah, not a lot.
Okay.
Lot more about Cardano.
Exactly.
Because I think a lot more people hold Cardano. It's been around longer. It's in a lot more people's hands.
Right.
But,
which stands by this narrative. I've been telling you the truth. The institutions are what has made this pump. It's not the everyday user.
Yeah.
It's not the everyday user. Cardano is leaps and bounds ahead of Solana, even though they don't even have anything out in terms of users, engagement, community, and that stuff over the long term is going to play a bigger role than institutional money pouring into it. They can't pour enough money into Solana to just make it competitive with Ethereum or Cardano.
A lot of questions about the peak and lengthening cycles and asking, do you believe in lengthening cycles? Why or why not?
No, I don't believe in lengthening cycles. And no, look, relatively speaking, this one, now it depends on where you measure it from as well. I mean, Benjamin Cowan, I can't remember exactly where he says he measures it from, but we measure from the halving. And when you measure from the halving, they've been pretty similar. Okay. Now, obviously, the first one was shorter because there was no halving. Okay. But the fact is, his model shows not peaking out until August of 2023.
Oh, wow.
Yes. August of 2023. Basically, there was something he showed me. Now, this was not on air. I don't think I don't know if he showed this on the video or not. He's basically showing me if you plot the potential dates, and work out the formula, August 2023 is when it says it'll peak out. I don't think we're going to see anything like that. Here's what I'll tell you. And look, I like Benjamin Cowan, had him on the channel. I got nothing negative to say about the guy. But this is what I'll tell you is, I believe, even though we've missed our September 28th date, that's going to be very obvious. I think our date is going to come much closer than his date, or his estimation of when it'll happen in next year. We're going to end up missing it by about 2 months. I think his timeline is going to be off by more than that. But hey, it's yet to be seen. I've always said this beautiful thing about this. We're going to know by the end of this year or by the middle of next year who's correct.
So you're sure it's 2022, not 2023?
Now look, this is what I want to be clear on. He has one very specific chart where he plots the lengths of the cycles and it follows a parabola. And basically, if you do the inverse, it spits out a date of, I think it was August 2023 is the end. Now, he doesn't think that that's actually going to play out. He does think it's going to play out in 2022. So I'm not saying he says definitively that it's going to be in 2023. I think I don't know if he has a date necessarily. I would say probably maybe beginning of Q2 or something like that, or maybe Q3 of 2022. If anybody knows his exact kind of window for when he says, but I think that's kind of his thing. He doesn't give it an exact window. But the chart that he has shows August of 2023.
August 2023.
Yeah.
Wow. Stellar Matt, can we get a rough, very basic, very beginner tips for taking profits?
Sell your coins
when you're up.
There you go. Sell your coins when you're up. Sell your coins. Now, look, you can have different percentages where you want to take out. Like, you can dollar cost average in. A lot of people believe that that's a great strategy. I actually don't think dollar cost averaging is a great strategy for crypto at all times. I don't think it's a strategy that works, that is wildly successful over 4 years. I think if you dollar cost average 6 months after the top in, I think you'll do much better because the first 6 months you're throwing your money away.
Yeah.
You're throwing your money away. So dollar cost averaging in is taking an amount and putting it in every week or every day. However, with with taking profits, and also dollar cost average out, where you say like, okay, I'm going to take out X number of dollars or X percentage of my portfolio, take out 10% every week once you think maybe it's getting relatively close to the top, maybe higher than that. That's a good way. But look, when you are massively in the green, like if you bought into Solana at $5, you should be selling. You should already have pulled out a lot of profits.
Yeah, that's one phrase a friend of mine used to use. He said, pigs get fattened, hogs get slaughtered. So, like, if you're way up on something and you're still doing that moon math, like, oh, man, if I can just, like, I've 10x'd already. Now, if I can just 2x my 10x, then I'll have XYZ. That's how you get wrecked. Whereas if you say, like, look, I'm up 10x, I'm going to take at least half of my profits or some of my profits and move it into something else. That's how you can build up over time. But if you're swinging for the fences at all times, eventually you're gonna strike out.
Yep.
So,
so somebody says that Ben, and they're talking about Benjamin Cowan. He says summer of 2022. So that's generally kind of quarter three, somewhere around there, or the quarter two, getting a quarter three. I think that's what he's looking at. So I still think we're going to end up being more correct, even though we missed our date. For sure. I think we're going to end up being more correct than him because I think by the end of this year, as long as it's by the end of this year, then we basically win that argument.
Yeah.
But he may be right. But look, it's a win-win for us. Like, look, selfishly, I want to be right. I want Bitcoin to crash when we said it's going to crash. That sounds terrible.
But ultimately, it's not really a competition.
It's like a weatherman being like, yeah, I hope that tornado hits, That's terrible. But ultimately, like, selfishly, I want to be right. I do like being correct. We put in a lot of research, and a lot of time and a lot of energy into these predictions and these dates. But ultimately, if he's correct, then yeah, I got to say, like, he was right, but that still is fine for my portfolio.
Yeah.
Like if it takes that long to ramp up, then that gives, not only is it good for a portfolio, it's even better for YouTube. Because as long as Bitcoin's not dumping down into a bear market, you guys are going to keep watching these videos. And, obviously in the bear market, many of you will be gone. So if it does extend out, that's good overall for us. So, we'll take that win, but I want to be correct.
Yeah. I've always kind of felt, not always, but more and more as time goes on, I have a feeling it's going to be somewhere in between the two. But I agree, it's going to probably be closer.
You think it's going to go into next year?
No, I think it'll be end of this year. Maybe alts, kind of like what you were saying, very similar to the last cycle, but I think it'll be closer to fall than Q2, Q3, 2022.
I agree.
I think 2022 is going to get pretty ugly.
I do as well.
And on that note, last one before we move on, Ruckus Among Us on Twitch. Is there an actual quote-unquote date set by some of these manipulative elites to crash everything? My money's on November 5th. They're obsessed with numbers and dates, and this one in particular is traditionally known as a day of chaos.
Remember the 5th of November? Is that right?
That is right.
Look, here's the thing. I think that
I just said fall, right?
Yeah, what I've been told is the fall. I've been given no date. There has been no date, and I can tell you, it doesn't work like that. I don't think they look and say like, oh, on this date. I think it's more like feeling. I think as they get close, there's a lot of things that they take into consideration, and I basically think that the date will be set as it gets closer actually to that date. So I don't think right now they're looking to say, oh, the 5th of November. There could be world events that could affect. There could be a crazy world event that maybe is like uncontrollable, like a natural disaster. I think it's not controllable.
Right. That's what I'm banking on. I think it's going to be overarching global events.
You think it's going to be a hurricane?
Or something. Not a hurricane.
A twister.
And then we're running out of time, but real quick, DVO official asked about A to B pool update. We are working on updating that pool. It didn't update the way it was supposed to with the fork, but we're working on it as of today. I think we just have to rebuild the databases and stuff like that. There's nothing any of the users need to do. Yeah. All your ADA is still staked. It's just not earning as much returns as we possibly could be, but that should be fixed no later than the next few days. So we're working on that. And then Matic dot or algo rest of this bull run. That's the question.
I'm going to have to go a dot. We already have a lot of dots. We're not buying more, but I'm going to have to go with dot for the simple reason that once those parachains launch, I think it's going to start blowing that ecosystem And what we're going to see in Cardano in the next 6 to 8 weeks, I think we'll see something similar with Polkadot. Two things, by the way, I noticed people asking about XRP. We'll get into the XRP settlement predictions once we get down to the XRP section of this video. And then somebody said dollar cost averaging doesn't work. LOL. Like I'm saying dollar cost averaging doesn't work. No. Dollar cost averaging works. You will do well, but you'll do much better if you're not throwing money into a crashing market. So the point there is, if let's say if you go back to when Bitcoin was in its bear market in 2018, Bitcoin was at $20,000 in December. If you had invested into Bitcoin in between January and May, when it was around $10,000, go down to 8, it'd come back to 10, maybe it touched 6 or 7 a few times. Those higher prices you were investing in, you were throwing your money away. If you would have started if you were taking that same amount of money and dollar cost average in starting in June, like maybe 6 months after the bull run ended, you would have wildly more money than you have now. You just have to understand the dynamics of a bear market. And I'm just tired of lazy investing. I'm tired of lazy investing. I'm tired of it. I'm going to continue to call people out for it, for just saying hodl. Like let's just hodl. That's stupid. I'm sorry. It's just dumb. If you actually are trying to gain and grow your wealth, hodling is a very lazy strategy that will give you some returns, but your best returns are going to be in approximately within 3 months, timing the tops and the bottoms of these markets. Within 3 months, a 3-month window of being able to time it based on what's going on at that time. And I talked about this with Carl on a video you'll see on his channel. You're going to have so much more money. In 2012, when hodling was created, when that meme was created, you did not have the educational resources you have now. You're without excuse now. Okay, we have 12,000 viewers, about 2,000 likes. Then let's go ahead and get that up to at least 7,000 likes today. Make sure if you're watching on mobile X out of the live chat, hit the like button, then come back to the mobile chat. If you're watching on smart TV, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, more actions, more options, and then just hit react. So, yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on here. We're going to show the charts here. Let's see if we can get the charts going.
You're going to try it with the new toy, huh?
Yeah, we got the new toy. Can we connect this?
Is it not? Is it not?
It's not on the screen right now. Where's BJ?
I don't know. I think he said it's set up to be.
You're supposed to have a clickable button.
Oh, well, I definitely don't have a button.
Well, we'll show the charts up here on the screen, and then we will cover that in just a minute.
I'm trying to see if I can even see it, though, as an element.
Oh, you can't. Oh, is there? Hold on. Do I have to do this? Hold on.
Wait.
I think I have to connect this. Okay. Hold on. He said I have to do this every time. Can you see it now?
No.
Still can't see it.
Nope.
We're trying to use our new toy.
Oh,
so I just started on the app.
I found it.
Yeah, I did. Come on, BJ.
Hey, BJ.
This is royalty-free music, right?
Please don't ban us, YouTube. Whenever you have a problem, BJ's on the way. Okay.
And I've got it. Is it set up to, like, there's definitely nothing here, but
yeah.
You just cut it. Hold on.
Oh, you actually aren't short. Yeah, appreciate that, guys. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm actually
here?
a normal-sized human.
I see.
Oh. Now, why is it so small on the screen?
We got it. It's not really set up. Let's just do it how we normally do.
Okay, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll have it set up. Well, we thought we had it, guys. We thought we had it, but we did. Okay. This is what happens when you skip BJ's meeting. A meeting of the BJs. BJ is normal. BJ, how tall are you? 6'1"? He said 5'14". He's 6'2". BJ's 6'2", just so y'all know. We got a lot of tall people that work here. Okay.
That was the number one comment from the meetup is like, oh, you're not as short as I thought you were.
Yeah, I know. It's so crazy. We thought about bringing a box. That would have been funny.
Yeah, next time we'll bring the box he's standing on right now for him to use when he's taking pictures at the meetup with the tall people.
So let's check out the charts. Here we go. So, okay, now here's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. When you look here at the 4-hour chart, it does not look extremely bullish. In fact, if you actually come down here and look at the momentum wave, we had a red dot on the last 4-hour candle here, which means, you can expect the price to go down. And even in the one that's developing, it looks like with our DBSI numbers here on Market Cipher, it's looking pretty bearish as well. But now that's on the 4-hour chart. If we go to the daily chart, which is what we usually like to use here on the channel, looky here what we just had happen. Now, I will tell you guys, this is a pretty bearish candle right now, because anytime you have a wick on a candle that's very long on the upside and very short on the bottom side, that means the action, it went to a level and then it plummeted like a rock, and that's usually, not extremely bullish. But what we've got here on Market Cipher B at the bottom is we do have a green dot on this momentum wave. Now, we have been looking at this momentum wave for a while, how it looked kind of funky, how basically we had it cut in right here into the blue, and then it kind of went sideways for a little bit of time. And that's not what we really want. Let's see if we have another. We don't really have another candle that or another momentum wave that kind of looks like this one here. But the long and short of it, we got our green dot down here, which means we should see some bullish action. So the fact that we got rejected up here at the top and now we're below the EMA ribbon, this down here would indicate that either this is going to change or we're going to get a red dot very soon, tomorrow or the next day, or we should see some positive momentum. Now, as you guys are going to see on Carl's video, that's going to be on the channel out at 3 o'clock. Basically, he believes that right now, and you can see it on the chart, we are in a descending wedge here. So a descending wedge. Let's see if I got another line here, another one. Let's see. Let's just draw it from the bottom. Draw it from here. Okay. So you guys can kind of see here, we're in this descending wedge here. And he had his drawn a little bit tighter. I guess his were maybe by the wicks, maybe. Or by the bodies of the candle, actually. Let me move this. There we go. Okay, so basically what you have here is a descending wedge. Now, this is actually an extremely bullish pattern. And this means that at some point it's most likely going to break up. And I'll let him kind of talk about what the target is for that. But this could be what we're looking at. If you go back here and you look at the last, couple descending wedges we had, they both produced extremely bullish action. So if you look here, look at this one. This is when we had a descending wedge. We had a descending wedge here. We had one here. And I guess you could really argue this was one here. And you see it's still bounced up. Of course, we were still ultimately bearish at that point. And of course, this entire thing here was a descending wedge, but it wasn't quite as sharp. I'm not going to count this one because if you really look at these ones, they're all very sharp. This one looks very sharp as well. This one right here looks similar to kind of like sideways action. Of course, it was accompanied by some manipulation there at the end. So the point is what's going on right now in this descending wedge is that we're still not, we can actually drop all the way down to $37,000 and still be within this wedge. So it is pretty interesting to look at. We got kind of close to the top of it, and then we did have a dump. Now, the last big dump that we had that went from the top of the wedge to the bottom, it did have a red diamond here, a blood diamond on Market Cipher. So really what we got to do, what our goal here should be over the next couple of days is get back up in within this EMA ribbon. And it's pretty tight. This EMA ribbon has been very tight for about 2 weeks now. And we just got to press up above that and see what we can do here. But Bitcoin, I still think we're going to see, the only question is, they say I'm huge in Europe. Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. But the point here is that I think this week is going to be very interesting because the first of the month is on Friday. People are generally agreeing that October should be a pretty good month. Okay, pretty good month for Bitcoin. The question is, are we going to stay bearish until the end of September? We've already had the futures close. So even though this is not the new month, we've already had the futures close. So it kind of is, we end in the first week of this month. Friday will be the first. So technically all this action will go into the weekly chart or the first week of the month. So, and I was looking at the monthly chart earlier today and kind of checking out what's going on with it. And we are definitely in a red candle at this point. Now, is this a Heikinosh? No, these are regular candles. So the point here is, if you're looking at where we need to get for a green monthly close, it's $47,000. So yesterday or earlier today when we hit 44, we're not that far. Conceivably, we could end, if we can get to $47,000 by Friday, we could end with a green month, actually. So, and that would be good. That would be 3 months in a row. I do think it will be less red than this right now. Even if it does end up red, I think this will be a smaller candle. And, it may end up with kind of like same size wicks on both sides. But right now, we are still, even where we're at right now, this moment, we're still above the EMA ribbon here for Bitcoin. So interesting stuff. So, all right, let's move on here. Okay, Bitcoin breaking new highs in Q4 will temporarily turn alts to dust. Now, I want to be careful with this narrative because this is a narrative that a lot of people have pushed for a while, even myself, that like, Bitcoin at some point is going to have this massive run up and it's going to kill altcoins. Not kill them, but it's going to hurt them in the short term. We haven't really seen that through this bull run since January, I believe. If you go back to January, altcoins were struggling during that time. But ever since then, even when we were going up, we didn't have another huge parabolic run, but we had a lot of, straight up moves. Altcoins weren't really hurt that bad. Bitcoin dominance consistently kept going down. So, maybe we're seeing something different. But this guy seems to think that this is going to be different. He says things will get exciting in Q4, but not before a convincing floor is put across crypto. Let's see here. Right now we're stuck. This is from Michael Van Pop. He says we have a rejection in a critical zone to break. Right now we're stuck, pointing to 47,000 coming. Should the 44,600 level be reclaimed? We got rejected basically off that this morning. On the downside, the zone between 38 and 40K remain valid for a bounce, which kind of fits that narrative of that wedge we were just looking at. If 42,000 is lost, I think we're going to have into the lows here and take liquidity beneath the low before we're going to have an actual reversal stage. Altcoins expected to follow Bitcoin Q4 surge. Only Solana's managed to put in a convincing move up recently. Altcoins are nonetheless due for a major resurgence. That's why I think we're going to see it pump along with Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to see the altcoins get crushed. I mean, at this point, I think there's just enough interest in altcoins that even if Bitcoin is pumping, I don't think that we're going to see the altcoins get decimated again. I don't know if we'll see that because the people who are investing in Bitcoin, they seem to be a higher clientele than the average person investing in altcoins. And the people who are investing in altcoins heavily, I don't think they're that interested in Bitcoin, to be honest, to be honest with you. What do you think, TJ?
People like retail, is that who you're referring to? Yeah, no, most retail people ask about things, anything other than Bitcoin, whether it's XRP or Doge or Shiba or Matic or Solana or any of these other ones. I almost never get new people that are excited about Bitcoin. Most people feel like they missed it on Bitcoin, which is not true, but
we almost spilled that.
They don't want to hear it when you tell them that's not true.
It's on a chat. It's probably a lie. Okay. Get that off here. Okay, so Bitcoin miners eye nuclear power plants as environmental criticism mounts. Bitcoin miners, under fire for their sizable environmental footprint, are forging partnerships with owners of struggling nuclear power plants with electricity to spare. And so basically what they're doing, they're looking for better sources of energy. Both nuclear projects are eyeing crypto miners as well. Startup Oklo, which plans to build a small-scale fission power plant that can run on used nuclear fuel, has signed a 20-year supply deal with Compass Mining. Some people ask for more mining content. Do you guys want more mining content? I want to know in the comments if they want that.
Okay. And my answer was to him that we'll definitely have a lot more of that in the lab for people that are interested in that.
Yeah. Well, I want to know if people are interested. Are you interested in Bitcoin mining? But put a poll in. Let's see what they say.
I guess so, yeah.
So he says, can we skip this nonsense environmental FUD? Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't like hovering on it too long. Billionaire Mike Novogratz says Bitcoin is in good shape. China has less and less influence over crypto. We call this the Elon Musk effect, right? Over time, these things have less and less impact, just like he does.
Well.
Billionaire investor and CEO of Galaxy Digital, Mike Novogratz, says the Bitcoin market's in good shape. Says he sees so much capital coming into the space. He also commented on the dwindling influence China has over the crypto market. Says he's not nervous. Explained the crypto market was down for 3 reasons. China reiterating its anti-crypto and anti-freedom stance. Second is the Federal Reserve putting taper in motion. And the third is the big overhead resistance level for Bitcoin and Ether. He believes Bitcoin and ETH will consolidate. He believes the Bitcoin market is in good shape. As long as those hold, I think the market is good. Let's see if he has anything interesting to say. He said China is never a big source of innovation in the space, but it was a big source of trading, and I think there's still plenty of trading in China. Chinese are smart. They know how to use VPNs, but it's harder and harder, and so I think it's less and less important. And let me tell you, here's the thing, okay? People in the West fall for this Chinese FUD, okay? This is something that was explained to me a while back from somebody that knows the Chinese citizen very well, basically, that understands their relationship with the CCP. We destroy the CCP over here, of course, but they also know the average Chinese person knows they cannot trust their government. So when they see stuff coming up about China banning Bitcoin or whatever, or anything they say negative about Bitcoin, the Chinese people already know not to trust their leaders. They already know not to trust their government. They know they have to be subservient to them. If they have a company and they want it signed over, they have to do that. They have to obey the rules, or use a VPN and make sure they don't get caught. But overall, the Chinese people do not care what their government says. So it's not Chinese people and the Chinese traders that are generally falling for this. So all right, let's talk about Ethereum here. ETH locked up in DeFi on historic highs. Total number of ethers. How many ethers do you have, TJ?
That's funny.
Total number of ethers utilized in various decentralized finance protocols spiked over 7.3 million. After a massive plunge in TVL, a decentralized finance ecosystem has recovered to observe some breathtaking metrics. Almost 8 million ethers.
That's
so weird saying ethers.
It is weird.
Over 8 million ether locked up in various DeFi protocols. Yearn Finance, Rary Capital or two that are on fire. So a lot of big bullish stuff for DeFi. 1/3 of Ethereum has been moved out of exchanges in the span of 1 year. Extremely bullish story here. Talking about how Ethereum is being moved off exchanges. According to Sentiment, 1/3 of the circulating Ethereum supply has been moved from exchanges to personal wallets. From September 26th, 2020 to this day, the circulating supply has been reduced from 24% to 16%, totaling an 8% loss in a year. Would you say an 8%? I would say it's a 50% loss. No, that would be a 33% loss. Talking percentages is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. It lost 8% from the total, but that's a 33% drop. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Anyways, main reason for such a trend is the update to the coins network and rapid price increase. Accumulation periods usually accelerate after the price of an asset has rapidly increased. Traders hold money on exchanges. A period of accumulation is considered over after an on-chain data started reflecting a rapid exchange inflow increase, which we've not seen. So there we go. We got that story. We also have this. Ethereum price gets back to 3,000 as institutional investors pile into ETH futures. Now, very interesting because we have seen, right? We've seen Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin percentage-wise in institutional investing, but we've also seen Solana and Cardano outperforming Ethereum. And I've said, I think this is because a lot of these people have realized, that, these altcoins that are getting all this institutional investment in them, it's because the institution have realized they have not been able to accumulate Ethereum. People do not want to sell Ethereum. You see the exchange data that we talked about, that the money is just flowing off the exchanges, and there's not that much. There is truly already a supply crisis when it comes to Ethereum. Let's see here. Last week, ETH prices fell due to a flurry of issues arising from China. A rebound move ensued later this week, but another sell-off on Friday after the People's Bank of China reiterated that crypto transactions are illegal. You guys know what else is illegal in China? Facebook. You know what else is illegal in China? Google. You know what else is illegal in China? Amazon, Apple. All of these are illegal in China. Okay, just so you guys know. And that has not had an effect on those at all. So, all right. So moving on here. XRP is for payments, Bitcoin for speculation, says former U.S. Treasurer. After joining Ripple's board of directors in May, Rosa Rios is bashing Bitcoin for being a supposed speculative tool. It's funny because, I mean, this is certainly, Ripple trying to say that we're not a security. Look at Bitcoin. It's the one that has the crazy price action. Amid the ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the United States securities regulators, a former U.S. Treasurer and Ripple board member has voiced support for XRP. Former Treasurer Rosa Rios, who joined Ripple's board of directors in May of 2021, took to Twitter on Sunday to reiterate her confidence in XRP while criticizing other cryptos such as Bitcoin. Rios argued that jurisdictions like China are now cracking down on Bitcoin, as crypto like BTC allegedly provide nothing more than tool for speculation. Tagging Bitcoin, Ripple, and its payment system RippleNet, former U.S. official said, XRP's primary purpose is facilitating cross-border payments, while other cryptos find their value in speculation. China's latest move brings this point home. It says Apple is legal there. Okay, well, I didn't know Apple's legal there. I thought they had. Well, Huawei is not allowed to use our operating systems. That's what I was kind of basing that off of. So there's a crazy story about that a couple years ago. They make all of Apple. Oh, yeah. They make all of Apple's chips. China makes all kinds of stuff for all kinds of companies that are banned there. So Red Delicious apples are illegal in China, they say. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Rio served as U.S. Treasurer from 2009 to 2016 under Barack Obama, overseeing all currency and coin production activities with an annual budget of $5 billion. Blockchain and crypto will underpin our future. It's one of the best examples of how to use crypto in a substantive and legitimate role. She also expressed concerns over cryptos being a tool for criminal actors. There's a lot of work to be done in terms of really knowing what's behind the curtain, how blockchain works, how unfortunately cryptos are used to fund the dark web and other illicit activities, which we know is a very, very, very small percentage. Then we had the Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, criticize SEC's lack of...
I just moved it. I thought that we were done. So
no, there's 3 stories.
This is the second or the third?
The second. You just move it back up, I would say.
Okay. I need him to start putting that
back
same
up
thing.
To the one.
I need to put that over here.
Yeah.
That'd be helpful.
Can you not see it?
Nope.
Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has taken to Twitter to share his views on the SEC's regulation of crypto. In an interview at Fox Business Friday, Garlinghouse spoke about Ripple's ongoing court case. There has been and continues to be a lack of clarity. If we want this industry to thrive here in the U.S., there needs to be clarity. SEC's been in an ongoing lawsuit, as we know. Despite the focus on the SEC and their regulation of crypto, other regulatory bodies and existing regulation of crypto is often forgotten about. He says, I think we lose sight of the fact crypto is regulated. It's regulated by the CFTC. It's regulated by other crypto or government agencies, whether it's FinCEN, U.S. Treasury. So when I heard the SEC people come and say, hey, this is the Wild West, it's not regulated, that's not entirely true. Chairman of the SEC, Gary Gensler, or Skeletor as we call him, has been at the forefront of the SEC's harsh regulatory approach of crypto, despite other SEC commissioners, such as crypto mom Hester Pierce, advocating for a crypto-friendly approach to regulation. U.S. Senator Pat Toomey recently penned a letter to Gensler asking for greater regulatory clarity on my keyboard battery. Let me move this over here. I'm gonna mess that up live midstream. Let's see. Okay. Well, see, so here's one thing. Show you how fast stuff changes. And I had a lot of you in these comments last week, even though I said the people bringing this up were idiots, and I'll continue to say you are an idiot if this is the narrative you wanted to say, is that XRP said they're not going to settle. So when I'm telling you there is a settlement coming, and you want to regurgitate some idiotic headline that you read, and believe that is the truth, even though we've clearly shown you there's a lot more going on in crypto than is on the surface, told you're an idiot. This will be settled for 100%. Y'all can hold me to that. This will be settled. There's no question. Will it be this week? I don't know. I mean, told there's still a timeline. We'll see what happens. But I think by the latest, maybe next week or the week after. And that's just because the gears of the government turn very slowly. But I want to show you how fast these narratives change. Ripple's ongoing legal battle with the SEC doesn't look like it will end anytime soon, with Ripple stating they have no plans to settle. Well, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse says he's open to settling landmark XRP case with the SEC. Huh, weird, isn't it? Oh, they're not going to settle no matter what. Oh, the president of the company, CEO, he just said they will settle. He just said, yeah, as long as they say, here's what he basically says. As long as the SEC says XRP is not a security, they will settle. That's what he tells you, okay? They'll pay the fine. They don't care. That's what I've been telling you for months. The SEC is going after the marketing practices of Ripple. This is what the settlement will be about. It will be about the marketing practices of Ripple. It will not be about it being a security. That is not what it's going to be about. So once again, we're seeing positioning where, oh, we won't settle. Okay, well, now we will settle as long as we get this one thing. Now, the thing is, everything in this case will remain sealed. Why? Because it will provide precedent for future cases if it's not sealed. The deal the SEC is making with Ripple is, we will say you're not a security. We will give you a fine for marketing practices. And Ripple is saying, hey, we are okay with you keeping everything sealed. So that way, while Ripple has clarity in the future, none of these other projects will have clarity based on what happens in our case. That allows the SEC to actually go after people they really want to go after.
Here's the results for that poll, by the way.
Yeah, that's about what I thought.
60-40.
63% no.
Yeah.
So very interesting. Brad Garlinghouse, SEC using their meetings with crypto companies as lead generation for enforcement actions. I told you guys, right? I said, this is when the SEC said, hey, if you're biased, come stop in if you're a crypto company. Yeah, we said that's like when the police station's like, hey, free drug drop off. Just come give us your drugs. It'll be totally fine. They arrest you when you show up if you didn't know. That's how that works. Ripple chief accuses the SEC of picking on crypto-related companies instead of working with the industry. After his interview to Fox Business, he slammed the SEC for their actions against crypto businesses, including against Ripple. He tweeted that rather than work with crypto companies and establish healthy regulation in the digital asset sphere, Securities and Exchange Commission is picking on them and uses meetings with their reps as lead generation for enforcement actions. He's positive that once the legal battle started by the SEC against Ripple is over, Ripple Labs will be on the right side of the law and the right side of history. He's positive, huh? He's positive. Why is he positive? Because it's already been worked out. It's already been worked out. Do you remember when Brad Garlinghouse said, hey, I think we can actually use Ripple with, we can actually run Ripple Labs without the XRP token?
Mm-hmm.
That was 100% FUD. That was 100% meant to continue to keep the prices suppressed for XRP.
Or what if it was positioning in the case too? Like if they're big.
The case has been fake from the beginning.
Well, I know, but they've still been positioning just like they said they wouldn't settle.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. So that could be, positioning with the attorney like, hey, we can still run our business without the XRP token. It's not dependent on this thing that we sold at the beginning to function our business. So like, sure, go after us if you want, but even if you win, we can still operate it.
Yeah. Who has my 589 XRP shirt?
That was funny.
I should have worn that today. Somebody made me a 589 XRP shirt. It looks pretty cool. I like it. I'll wear it. Now, do I believe XRP is going to get to 589? Certainly not during this bull run.
No, definitely not.
I'll let y'all look XRP over. I'm not going to tell you where I think the top of the price will be for all of history or all of the future that will eventually be looked back at in history. I'll let you guys decide. Okay. So, I don't see any, is there any news going on with this? Because several people have mentioned this. Let me do like a little bit of research here. Just a little bit. I mean, I don't think anything's going on with this, but.
And there was a question about, do you think there's any potential for XRP to go up in the bear market?
In the bear market?
Yeah. I guess maybe kind of like what Chainlink did.
No, I think basically what we'll see with anything is that you will see temporary pumps where things go up for a short period of time, and then they basically turn around and go back the other way. So I think that like we saw, I just use the example of when EOS mainnet pumped. When the EOS mainnet went live, the price pumped out of control, and then you know what happened? It went right back down. It went right back down. So let's see. Yeah, okay. I don't see anything right now about any of this. Let me just double check one last thing. Just double check the news tab.
And real quick, guys, while he's looking for that, we are trying to get, you said 7,000 likes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're at 4146 with about 14,000 people watching right now. So if you could smash that like button so we can get to 7 today, that'd be awesome.
Smash that. Let's hit a goal for once, guys. Let's do it. A lot of people are saying what price prediction for XRP after the settlement case. I mean, base price prediction for this bull run. I've said $12 to $15. So it'll be above. Somebody says it'll be above $5. Maybe hit 30. It'll go above $5 very quickly, I believe. So it's got to catch up to the gains that some other have had. So we talked about my XRP army. You guys know I am in control of that. A lot of people don't like I control it, but you know what? I mean, leaders don't apologize. We are what we are. But Ada Gang, where's my Ada Gang at? Or do we still have people that care about Cardano?
Oh,
let's see in the chat if we got people that care.
Every time we ask, we see tons of Ada Gang.
They've been a little quiet lately back there. You know, it's like they're here, but like, where are they really? We'll have to find out. Cardano to power humanoid robot nurse named Grace. If this nurse
that's creepy
showed up to give me I don't know, a physical. I want to say a physical. If this nurse asked me to turn and cough, I would be very concerned because you got that hand, might squeeze too, squeeze too hard. I mean, can you trust the pressure of a robot nurse? The Cardano blockchain has, at least it will remove the awkwardness kind of, probably be more awkward actually. Cardano blockchain has been chosen for powering the AI modules of a humanoid robot called Grace. Grace, who's fluent. There's the Ada Gang. Oh, they're West Coast Ada Gang. Look at that. Somebody said the Ada Cholos. That's pretty funny. Let's see here. Cardano Gang, Ada Gang. I love it. Okay. Grace, who is fluent in English and Korean, was designed by Awakening Health and Singularity Net. And we knew there was a Singularity Net connection with Cardano for a while. It can be commercially applied both in elder care and general health care. Given that the elder care robotics industry has seen a huge boost due to the pandemic, Grace is capable of simulating 48 facial muscles. Grace, can you smile for me? Now smile just a little less. Let me see that happen. Which allows it to have meaningful social interactions with patients. This is weird.
Very.
This is weird. I'm sorry. When you're building a nurse to be able to show empathy as a robot, that's concerning to me. What do we need to do to stop robots from taking over us? I mean, we just keep handing them everything. I know I saw Naval on the Naval was on Joe Rogan like about a year ago or so, and he was talking about maybe a year and a half ago, and he was talking about how like robots aren't even close to sentience and all that. Like it'll never happen. I don't believe that a minute. I've watched too many sci-fi movies. All the sci-fi movies come true over time. But anyways, it's cool that the Cardano is involved in this, even if it does involve them wanting to take us over. Cardano announces partnerships with Dish Network, Chainlink, also a Boost Mobile. But I've had a hard time finding information on the Boost Mobile, other than just saying they're partnered with them.
Mhm.
Like, have you seen what they said they're going to actually do with it?
No, not yet.
No. And was it Boost Mobile that tweeted out? I can't remember who I saw tweeted it out, but I do know with Dish Network, they're looking at digital identity service. So Ethereum blockchain rival Cardano and TV and wireless service provider Dish Network said they've entered a deal to help Dish integrate the Cardano blockchain into its telecom business and help provide digital identity services to Dish customers. Are they the same? Is
What?
Boost Mobile part of Dish Network?
Yeah.
That's where that comes. Okay.
Yeah. So they own Boost Mobile,
I see.
which I think is the much more substantial part of the partnership. I mean,
Boost Mobile.
Yeah, Dish Network, at least, I don't know if it's big in other countries, but at least here in the United States, it's one of the smallest providers. I mean, anybody who has satellite generally has DirecTV, but even that's a lot smaller. I think Dish is like 5 to 8 million homes in the whole U.S.
Yeah, it's at 8 million, I believe.
Yeah.
So here's the question about this. Like, do you think this plays into like I don't know, like only people in crypto do drug dealers and stuff? Isn't that the only people that use Boost Mobile?
No,
No?
no.
No. Okay. Just wondering.
I think it's more substantial on like how they're used, how big
That was a joke.
wireless.
We love people that use Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile is very, I would imagine, bigger in other countries. Where it's inexpensive to get service and users and that kind of stuff. So I think it's probably bigger in, I would hope, other countries, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it seems like to me that Boost Mobile is for. This is my impression. I'll tell you my impression of Boost Mobile, and maybe I'm wrong. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Like kind of like Cricket Wireless, like it's for people who want to get phone plans that can't really get easy phone plans with your
Correct.
regular providers.
It's like entry level phone.
Yeah, entry level phone. Yeah, like burner phones. No,
Yeah.
Boost is not Sprint. T-Mobile bought Sprint, I think, didn't they? Who bought Sprint?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's right. So anyways, Input Output, Cardano's parent company, also said it partnered with Chainlink. We've partnered with Chainlink. Everybody's partnered with Chainlink. If you ain't partnered with Chainlink, you ain't trying, I got to say. Boost is like a prepaid credit card. So yeah, that's kind of what I said. I mean, burner phones, people that can't get, Sprint is the prior owner of Boost, but now, obviously Dish Network owns it. Somebody says DirecTV's with AT&T. AT&T and DirecTV have split again. I don't know if that transition is. Yeah, AT&T bought DirecTV and then they split again. So right now they're probably it's a transition, but DirecTV. I tell you what they were. DirecTV was like, oh God, that customer service at AT&T. We got to separate ourselves from this thing. I hate AT&T. I will never do business with AT&T if my life depended on it. I will just jump off the bridge. I will never do any business with AT&T. They're the worst company in America. Go over all kinds of reasons. But anyways, I hate them very much. Okay, so derivatives DEX, DYDX beats out Coinbase's spot markets due to volume amid China FUD. And this is kind of what we were talking about with Uniswap as well. Chinese traders appear to be flocking to derivatives DEX, DYDX amid concerns over the crypto crackdown in China. Now, just to be straight about this, the crypto crackdown was stated about a month ago or more now, about 5 weeks now. And suddenly it's all anybody wants to talk about. But this is not new news. We've known about this for a good amount of time. Decentralized derivatives exchange DYDX has seen a surge in trading activities, concerns surrounding a renewed Chinese crypto crackdown circulated this year, with the decentralized exchange now processing more volume than Coinbase's spot markets for the first time. That is really insane. They facilitated more than $4.3 billion worth of trades in the past 24 hours, beating out Coinbase's $3.7 billion in volume by nearly 15%. DYDX founder and former Coinbase employee Antonio Juliano celebrated the milestone in a Monday tweet. He looks just like a guy I know, but it's not him. That's weird. 5 years ago, he left Coinbase and founded DYDX. Today, for the first time, is doing more trade volume than Coinbase. The surging growth for DYDX comes amid renewed concerns regarding the threat heavy-handed Chinese regulation could pose for the global crypto sector. On Friday, Beijing intensified its crackdown on crypto assets by banning all digital currency transactions. People's Bank of China said in a statement the cryptos are not legal and should not and cannot be used as currency in the market. As reported by Cointelegraph, China has banned or caused flood in the crypto space on 19 separate occasions since 2009. This is why it's a meme, guys. Why it's a meme. A large number of Chinese users will flood into the DeFi world, and the number of users of MetaMask and DYDX will greatly increase. All Chinese communities are discussing how to learn DeFi. Very interesting. Over the past 6 months, it's grown by almost 20,000% in trade volumes. Coinbase has gained 6% over the same time period. Well, I mean, it's kind of like this. It's like when you're near the top, it's harder to grow. Obviously, if you're an upstart, there's a lot bigger potential. When we started this channel and we had very low subscribers, we had all kinds of room to grow. But now we've absorbed like a large percentage of the people in crypto that would like to watch this channel. So it's harder to grow when you start getting to the top, upper levels of those, different rings. And so it's kind of the same thing, obviously, with crypto trading volume. Obviously, Coinbase is going to gain 6%. But, another company that's much, much smaller, they can 20x and still not be doing a fraction of the, trading volume that Coinbase is. But, you know, obviously DYDX is not the only one. And that's why, you know, Uniswap pumped over the weekend, Curve pumped over the weekend, Sushi pumped over the weekend. A lot of these, you know, yield farming and decentralized protocols pumped over the weekend. People need to learn how to use these for sure if you're not. The basement versus the reptile elite, we went 9 times out of 10. YouTube, Twitch just called you the reptile elite, just so you know. Let's see. DYDX currently second in terms of total market share with around 19% and 478 million in total value. Second. Wow, that's unbelievable. I mean, I've heard of DYDX. Have you ever used it?
No.
Would you even know what it looked like if I pulled it up?
You mean like what their interface looks like?
Oh, Harley Lynch says Falcons worst team in the NFL. Not true. There's other 0-3 teams. We're 1-2. So take that. Suck it. Go ahead. What were you saying though?
No, like I was asking what the interface, is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recognize it. I've never used it, so.
Yeah. So anyways, well, there you go. We'll move on to the next thing. We're a little behind. U.S. House of Representatives to deliver a verdict on infrastructure bill this week. While Nancy Pelosi expects the infrastructure bill to pass, the Democrats are divided on whether to pass legislation before the terms of a follow-up $3.5 trillion package is finalized. According to Reuters, Pelosi expressed confidence the legislation will pass upon announcing the date on Sunday, September 26th, stating, "Let me just say that we're going to pass the bill this week." Okay, thanks. Earlier the same day, she reportedly indicated she would not bring the bill to a vote unless she believed it would pass. Tomorrow, September 27th, that's today, we will begin debating on the bipartisan infrastructure framework and vote on it Thursday. I went over to YouTube one time to like the video and my skin started turning green. Wow. That's very scary stuff. How many people we have watching in the basement over there?
In the basement, we've got 187.
Somebody says Jaguars worst team in NFL. I'm going to go with Jets. Although the Jets would be much better this year, but they're terrible.
Somebody
Jets
in the basement just said that. Said try being a Jets fan.
Yeah,
It's
Jets
really
are awful.
hard.
They're worse than the Giants, I believe, by a good bit. The Giants have at least been competitive. I don't think the Jets have been competitive in a single game yet. Who did the Jets play last week?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I know they lost. They're 0-3. However, the infrastructure bill faces opposition from some lawmakers who believe it should be held back until negotiations have ended regarding the follow-up $3.5 trillion social welfare and climate bill. With the price of the second bill perturbing some Democrats, Pelosi indicated it is self-evident that the bill could be reduced in scope. We're working together to make changes on the historic legislation. Now, if you remember, this has a lot to do with crypto because somebody said the Lions are worth. The Lions have been competitive in every game, I believe. So I would not say that's true. That this involves some language regarding crypto. Okay, so basically they have this, part of the bill where it talks about brokers, and it tries to imply that every person who ever touches crypto is a broker, and you got to get a 1099. But I tell you what's really crazy about this is the stuff for Venmo and PayPal. You've been seeing TikToks about that?
Mm-mm.
You haven't? You don't watch TikTok anymore?
No, too busy.
Yeah.
I just fall asleep.
You do?
Yeah.
I have to turn it off so I can fall asleep.
Yeah.
But basically the point here is that a lot of people are talking about this, and these are not crypto people talking about it. We're talking about PayPal and Venmo with this Joe Biden. I think it's an executive order that is making all the accounts over $600 taxable.
Mm-hmm.
So used to with Venmo and PayPal, you could actually go $20,000 and 200 transactions before getting taxed on that money. Remember, these are peer-to-peer, meaning they're like gifts in a way. Like I should be able to hand somebody cash and not be taxed on that transaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of our Boost Mobile people, they love cash. So, now if you, like, let's say someone owes you $700. Like, this is the example I saw on TikTok. Like, let's say that, you sold your friend a mattress or something like that, or they owed you some money from a bet. Let's just say it's a bet. Say they owed you $700. If they send that $700 or $601, if they send that to you over Venmo or PayPal, you're not getting all that money. The government is getting a piece of that. Joe Biden's put in a legislation so that any account that exists, bank accounts, PayPal, Venmo, crypto accounts, anything that's over $600, you're going to have to pay taxes on. That's something really interesting that's going to affect us a lot more than the crypto language. Why? Because the crypto language about the broker, even though it's still included in there, the government agency that I can never remember who it is that manages that says they're not going to enforce it as it is written. They say like they understand that a person just doing some transactions on Coinbase is not a broker. It's really meant for exchanges and platforms and companies that are in crypto. It's not meant for the average person. So they certainly could, who knows, they certainly could do that and do something different than they're saying right now. And I don't believe the government, but I do believe that they are going to, I don't think they're going to enforce that language as it was written. So really, to me as a person, just in the United States, I mean, this is a big infrastructure bill. I don't really care about it one way or the other. It could pass, not pass. I don't really care. They're already breaking records for how much money they're going to spend with this. So, all right, let's move on. Last story here. Mount Goxx, the crypto trading hamster, Mr. Goxx, excuse me, beating human investors. This is a funny story. They have a little setup for him and everything now. I'm glad those aren't crackers. He would eat them. Like many people, Mr. Goxx is dabbling in crypto, hoping to strike it rich. He's notable for two reasons. First, he's making money with his lifetime career performance up about 20%, beating many pro traders and funds. Second, Mr. Goxx is a hamster. You ever had a hamster, TJ?
No.
I had a hamster when I was a kid, and his name was Sean. I don't know why we named the hamster Sean, probably from some movie. But it had a ball. It was like a clear ball, and it would just it could go around the house in the ball. Mm-hmm. And one day we came home, and it had tore a hole in the ball. Imagine, how could it bite a hole in the ball? You can't get your teeth on that, but it did it. And it escaped, and then it tore a hole through the wall, and we never saw him again. Very sad story.
That is a sad story.
Rip Sean the hamster. I mean, he probably eaten by an owl. Oof. Maybe a hawk.
No, we were talking the other day that owls are the ones you got to watch out for.
They are.
They're vicious.
Those talons, because we had one here at the office outside. Animal control had to come get it because it was sick or something. It would not move. You could get like a foot away from it. Those talons are so long and sharp. They're very scary. So let's hope Mr. Goxx does not meet a hoot owl, if you will. The business-minded rodent has a trading office attached to his regular cage. Every day when he enters the office, a live stream starts on Twitch, and his Twitter account lets followers know Mr. Goxx has started a trading session. By running in his intention wheel, he selects which crypto he'd like to trade as the wheel spins through different options. His office floor has two tunnels nearby, one for buy, one for sell. Every time he runs through a tunnel, the electronics wired to his office complete a trade according to Mr. Goxx's desire. Who set this up? Who is this? Who set this up? I want to know who set this up. Here it is. The minds behind the furry financier are two men in their 30s from Germany. We felt that everything keeps getting more expensive these days, and building savings is super hard to achieve with high rents to pay. So we put a hamster in a wheel to make our financial decisions. Whatever happened to that animal that would choose the NFL teams? What animal was that?
Wasn't it like a groundhog or something? Some kind of...
Can't remember what it was. But you know what? You don't hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
Must have taken a losing streak. Must have taken a few L's.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is so ridiculous. 1 month, 94 orders late. Goxx capital was down 7.3%, but as of September 27th, it's up 19.4%. It really is true. When things are going up in crypto, you can't just throw a dart at a board and be successful. So, Benny Rodriguez says, yawn. This is the most interesting story I covered on the channel in 3 years. If you tired, be quiet and go to sleep, ho. That's all I got to say to you, Benny. You're a disgrace to my name. Better not be yawning over this hamster story. This is so interesting. Sorry. Are you okay, TJ?
Oh, I'm good. Okay. I was trying to mess with the music.
The next generation of data-driven healthcare is here. This is a new use case for crypto. Longevity innovator Alex Zavornikov and their company Silco Medicine reached out to me And look, basically the long and short is this is putting medical records on the blockchain. The immutability of entries on the blockchain, the ability to have multiple decentralized nodes contributing data to a shared ledger, offered a solution to the complex problems associated with patient data. Let's see. Its first product, Curator, is used by hospitals and other care organizations to safely and compliantly present the data available for researchers. So pretty cool. I've been looking at some longevity stuff. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I don't want to live forever. I've decided that for sure. For sure. You know, you sign this thing saying they'll bring you back at some point when technology is there. Aliens could be in control of you. You got to think about that. Have you seen that Love? It's called Love, Sex, and Robots.
No, I definitely haven't.
Well, you've heard of it though.
Nope.
Oh, or is it Love, Death, and Robots? Maybe.
Is it a Netflix thing?
Yeah, it's a Netflix thing. I think it's Love, Death.
I think maybe I have heard.
Love,
of
Death, and Robots.
But I haven't seen any.
Season 2 was
like
awful. I did not like season 2. Season 1 was very good. Yeah. One of the episodes on there reminds me kind of that. It's basically like this guy is in this never-ending loop where he wakes up on a spaceship and there's this really attractive lady there and like they're in love and they do their thing, whatever, animated, which is kind of weird. But, and then what happens is he wakes up in real life and realizes like he's in like an alien pod and like there's all these like crazy aliens crawling around, like touching him and all this stuff. And he's like, put me back to sleep. Let me go back into the dream, That's kind of what it could be like if you get woken up after years of, you don't know who's in control. You can't fast forward 100 years from now and know what life's going to be. And that Black Mirror episode, San Junipero, it just shows like there's a lot of emptiness in living forever on Earth. So anyways, it says an octopus. It was an octopus. Whatever happened to the octopus? I mean, did he start losing? Did he die? Did he make 8 bad picks? London college student robbed at knife point by thugs for $93,000 in Bitcoin. And this is a good story for you guys to understand how to be safe. You got to be... What is that comment? You're horrible over there.
No, well, they were asking, because I was saying I don't really watch TV anymore. If I'm home, I just fall asleep. And so they said, how are you going to get a girlfriend if you're always asleep?
Oh, she can sleep with you.
I was like, she can sleep with me because I'm tired.
Well, don't worry out there. I'm sure there's somebody you can pay.
I would never.
Freshman college student loses Bitcoin in an on-campus mugging. I mean, this kind of thing can happen, guys. You got to be careful when you own crypto. Recent report shows a college student who started his year as a freshman was robbed at the University of Kent. The student's mother details 5 days before starting courses. The only action the university took was moving him to a different accommodation. So crazy. Police dropped the case 8 months later. Mother warns of London's fresher fishing week. What is that about? All the criminals come down. That is from, I guess, a time period. So anyways, you guys got to be careful. Don't disclose your crypto holdings to anybody, which, of course, we do. So hope nobody's going to kidnap me. You won't get very much. I don't know who will pay it. That's what we ended with?
That's what we have right now.
5,800 likes? I thought we would get a lot closer to 7,000.
Just saying.
Guys, well, I guess there's one takeaway. People hate hamsters. And obviously, as my hamster demonstrated, hamsters also hate people. So I guess we have to really figure out what to do there. All right, guys, that's all we got. Great show today. Congratulations to the Falcons for a win. Don't win too many games. That way I can buy you. That's all I got. Blessed. Good boy out.